Hi everybody, Glenn Hausman here for Here to Stay TV, reporting from the Service Department Summit Recharge in Berlin. And I have Mr. Paul Wells with me. He's with Dexter Moren Associates. He's a partner over there. Paul, we just did a great session together all about where we're going in this business. Now, as a designer, Paul, you're thinking a lot about how the industry is changing from traditional hotels to adding new concepts. What are you thinking about most?
Well, we've got to create income-generating spaces.
Right.
Hotels have to work, they have to function. And increasingly, we're seeing the front-of-house spaces that traditionally might have been a bit empty, a bit bland, a bit boring, becoming very activated, becoming much more about a community, about becoming more about the guest experience. And so the placemaking, knowing they're in the right city. You can't be in a hotel in London and think you're in New York. You need to be in the right place.
Totally. So, you know, what's interesting to me, Paul, is that it seemed like this was an opportunity that people didn't even realize existed, right? It was there.
It was missed for so long.
For so long. What happened and how are you leveraging this newfound opportunity and help to drive that money to the bottom line by creating exciting active spaces?
So we increasingly are seeing reception areas that double up as coffee shops, double up as eateries, not necessarily restaurants, more about self-service or
more
24-hour casual dining, sandwiches, things like that. It's places where people can go and also attracting people in from the outside. So not having a closed door where only guests use these spaces. It's really important that they become part of the neighbourhood they're in, become part of a focus for the area as well, and actually drawing people into the building so they become destinations in themselves.
So it sounds to me what you're thinking about is kind of what Howard Schultz, the creator of Starbucks, thought about. The whole notion of that third place, right?
Yes.
Home, work, the third place, a place to hang out, a place to find a sense of community, a place to be yourself, right?
Yeah, definitely. And there's some very, very successful hotels now in London particularly, where people go to hotels for a meeting. You would never have met in a hotel 20 years ago. Thinking like the Hoxton, you know, clearly hugely successful front of house, and people think of the Hoxton almost as a meeting destination and a restaurant more than a hotel. And I think that's increasingly important for hotels, that they're not just rooms with a restaurant, they're actually restaurants with rooms.
And it's always amazing to me that that's what hotels were way back in the day, right? In the 1900s, they were the center of the community. It's where people gathered. It's where everything happened. And now you're bringing that back. Definitely,
definitely. I think it's really key that these places aren't just a closed door on the high street. They are somewhere people can go and welcome and want to be as well. Part of the gym memberships, part of the spas, part of the roof bars, whatever it might be. But these places that people want to go to, and not just people that are paying to be in the room. So how do you design a space that actually encourages all of these things and gets people to spend the money? So it's a lot about the interior design, it's a lot about the lighting, it's about creating the right environment, be it through sofas and soft seating areas, through lounge areas, and fireplaces seem to attract people, really, I don't know why. But also having your reception maybe further back in the building. So when you arrive in a building, it's more about being in a place before it's about checking in. So you don't arrive and think, there's a reception desk, where do I go to have a coffee? It's actually, where's the reception desk almost? And I think that's much more welcoming, it's much more approachable, and people react to that in a very different way. I think if you walk into a traditional hotel and you think there's a big empty lobby with a big hard reception desk with some people behind it, it's actually quite an aggressive stance to have with your street frontage. If you've got a big bore open living area as you first walk into your hotel, I think that can really drive revenue and drive occupancy. I think the fireplace, why people love it, is it makes them feel comfortable. It's like the sense of home, isn't it?
It's like that dinner your mom used to make that makes you feel good about yourself.
Especially on a day like we're having in Berlin today.
We
want a fireplace
today. I definitely want a fireplace today. I think the Service Department Summit Recharge is going absolutely great. Thank you so much for your insight. So for Paul and myself, thanks for watching Here to Stay TV.
Thank you.